they took the word of the plaintiff's lawyers that said, oh, this guy's just an innocent Maryland man who, you know, is being deported for no good reason. And it's like, well, actually, it's not true. He had a removal order. The only aspect, it's like their one bone that they're holding onto is that he did have a right not to be deported to El Salvador until his so-called withholding of removal was lifted. But the Trump administration could have waltzed into court and gotten that in an hour. So it's not, in law, this isn't necessarily applicable to this instance, but there's an idea of harmless error, the idea that they made a mistake, but had they done things the proper way, the end result would have been exactly the same, right? And that's the case here. I think that's the best way to understand. Yes, the Trump administration should have gotten this withholding of removal lifted, but they would have. There's no question this guy was no longer entitled to withholding of removal from El Salvador. First, because MS-13 has been designated as a foreign terrorist organization in the interim, and foreign terrorists are not entitled to withholding removal, not eligible for it. And the second reason is that the circumstances in El Salvador have changed in the last 6 years. Nayib Bukele is now the president. It's now one of the safest places in the Western Hemisphere. You no longer have any credible fear of persecution by gangs in that country because they're all in jail. So he wouldn't, there's multiple reasons why he would have to go home under any circumstances. So the fact that the left is seizing on this as some massive violation of due process is silly. It's also silly because he had an inordinate amount of due process while he was here. He crossed the border in 2012, was detained in 2019, was identified as an MS-13 gang member in a bond hearing, and yet somehow stayed in the country for 6 more years. What? How did that happen? That's actually, if there's a scandal here, that's the big one.